and I am doing this call from Bangalore, India, at the beautiful new Nvest campus. You can see half the campus behind me, the other half is in front of me. And so it is a good 6:30 a.m. here, and we have an incredible support team that works for you guys during the day. So they work night shift here that just left. They leave at about 5 a.m. and then the day shift, the engineers and the marketing analysts, they all come in about 1.5 hours. So this is a perfect slot for us to do this webinar. Forgive me if I'm a little less coherent than usual, as I've been up for a long time, but I'm super excited to do this webinar, and I am really excited to see how you guys respond to the information I'm going to be sharing with you today. So just some housekeeping rules about myself and the way that I conduct webinars. I will be talking quite quickly because there is a large amount of information that we have to get through. I speak with the understanding that everyone that's hearing this has some experience and or knowledge about the cryptocurrency space. You don't have to be an expert, but I'm assuming you guys have a little bit of propensity or understanding about it. And I also will be going through several websites, and when I mean several, I mean like 13. And I'll be referencing a lot of online literature. I'll be screen sharing that with you guys. Don't be too concerned with writing down the website links, because I can just email that to everyone that's on this call anyway. So that would save you a lot of frantically trying to record things. This webinar is also being recorded and will be posted online for anyone to be able to see after. And at the end of my presentation, I will be opening it up for questions from whoever it is that has them. So if you have questions, wait till the end. I will address each one. I promise you that. And if at any point you cannot hear me, if there's a discrepancy in the internet connection, please let me know, and I will make sure that this will be rectified. And the answer to that, Mr. Tigley, is yes. So again, without further ado, let's rock and roll. It's been a good 2 weeks since I did one of these webinars. As I've been traveling a lot, so I'm really excited for it. And I hope you guys enjoy. So let's just start off by addressing kind of the parent company. This is the structure I follow. I talk about the parent company, who we are, who Nvest is, what we've done, what we've accomplished, what our capacity is, before highlighting the problem that we're trying to solve. And the problem is really one that is potent, that is affecting the cryptocurrency markets, that will continue to be something that grows as an opportunity for those trying to solve it as the cryptocurrency markets expand throughout 2019 and beyond. And then I go into our solution, what our technology does, what we aim to do as a technology provider, how we are addressing that problem that I outlined before. And then I ended off with how you guys can get involved, or how the audience and the greater market at large can get involved and position yourself as a market maker in this very lucrative asset class. So as you may have noticed, I saved the best part till the end, so you guys stay on the whole time. And I promise to make it as engaging as possible. So without further ado, let's just get started. I'm going to begin sharing my screen now. So you should be able to see my browser. And now I have opened up the first tab, and let us begin. So parent company to global exchange, and this is a GX Global Exchange webinar. But before we talk about global exchange, let's talk about who are we, who are you dealing with, who is Sharpan, who is the management team that's supporting this cause. In 2017, me and my partner, Warren Carson, co-founded a company called Nvest Canada. Nvest Canada today is available at investbank.com. And we had a very simple idea and a simple problem that we were trying to address. We watched the cryptocurrency markets go from $1,000, or we watched Bitcoin particularly go from $1,000 a coin to almost $20,000 a coin. And we watched in 2017, the world kind of catch up, or at least the financial world go ablaze as this new asset class that very few people understood was being inducted into mainstream society. And the one thing that me and Warren saw at that time that we still see today, that there is a huge opportunity in onboarding people that would have typically strayed away from cryptocurrency. Let me repeat that. The most underinvested demographic by cryptocurrency companies, by exchanges, is a particular age demographic that strays away from cryptocurrencies. And this is the baby boomers, Generation X, really anyone that ages above 40. And the reason for this, the reason no crypto company focuses on them is because they're quite difficult customers. They are technically less sophisticated on average. They have long learning curves. They're conservative fiscally. And so compare that to the ideal cryptocurrency customer, which all the companies go after, which is 25 to 35-year-old males who make decisions quickly, who are fiscally aggressive. They have they're technologically sophisticated. It's not really a comparison. But me and Warren understood that the institution that onboards the baby boomers is the one that's going to capture a lot of this mainstream adoption that we so look to garner in cryptocurrencies. They hold overwhelmingly the most amount of money, and they hold a disproportionate amount of influence. And so what did we do to address this market problem? We launched Nvest Canada, now known as Nvest Bank, with the idea that we can build an online banking software that you see here that can help customers support their crypto assets as well as their fiat assets, and help them to hedge currency risk over long periods of time so they can have long-term planning with their cryptocurrencies, but do it with physical distribution centers. So let me repeat that. It's an online software just like Coinbase or anything else, but we have physical distribution centers. You might even call them physical branches, where we onboard people who have less propensity into the cryptocurrency market. So to show you the scope of our operation and what we've done with Nvest Bank, I'm just going to show you a quick video as to what Nvest Bank looks like. We have a retail strategy that complements our online banking strategy, where we go in and we acquire physical bank branches and turn them into Nvest Bank's places of education and onboarding for the average person. We're the first company in the world to do this, and it has given us such a head advantage as we look to onboard this specific this specific demographic. So this is our flagship branch in Toronto, Ontario. It is a former TD Canada Trust that for people that are in Canada, they probably know that. If you're watching worldwide, then that's a very large Canadian bank that we have now overtaken their branch and made it into a cryptocurrency branch. So let's watch the video. Oh, the volume is very low. Well, it was just music that played in the volume, so forgive me for that. But you guys can catch that video on YouTube. Just type in Nvest Bank and you'll see it. It's important that you guys just saw, at least you got the visual of what it is that we're trying to do, what our flagship operation looks like, and what we've been able to accomplish, not just online, but offline. And that's really to give you an understanding of what the might is behind the projects that we work on. We take it, quite seriously. Let's just check the chat. And it is lagging. Okay, I'm assuming they're talking about the sound because the video wasn't lagging for me, but I will try to address that. And like I said, I will send off that video again for everyone that's watching. They can watch again on YouTube. So that was Nvest Bank. That was our first endeavor. From there, we went on to launch the Nvest Group, which is available at nvest.com. And the Nvest Group is very simple. We wanted to take the engineering team that built Nvest Bank, which was a stellar team out of the United Kingdom, and we wanted to extrapolate that and externalize that to other companies in the cryptocurrency space. In other words, we wanted to exchange our development cadence and our incubation capacity to build out a portfolio of companies that would help Nvest Bank. And so structured very much like a conglomerate holdings company. The one thing that we struck upon, we were incredibly lucky to do this, was that we started doing this. We started accumulating assets in the cryptocurrency markets at the second quarter of 2018. Now, for those of you that were around in the second quarter of 2018, you know that the cryptocurrency markets were doing nothing short of plummeting. Most people that started a cryptocurrency company in 2017 on the backs of a bull run were not prepared to withstand what was a very devastating bear run. So everything was for sale. Companies were for sale. Technologies were for sale. Obviously, the cryptocurrencies were for sale. And we came in at a time where we had really great strength behind us to be able to acquire a lot of these corporate assets. And we took advantage of that. And so you can go through Nvest.com to see all of our portfolio companies. There's about 21 different startups in our portfolio, everything ranging from banking and exchanges to what we specialize in, all the way to enterprise management, data management startups. And of course, we've invested in media companies across Asia and North America. And so really, we're a very concentrated incubation play. We have a wide purview on the crypto space, and we have a lot of capacity to develop and get products into market. And how do we do that? We do that through the places that I'm sitting in right now. These are called Nvest campuses, as you can see behind me. These are research and development facilities that we build on different continents and different countries to position ourselves to really cannibalize and take that market over from a development perspective. So these are large facilities where we hire the best and brightest engineers, digital marketers, analysts for the crypto space, and we put them all in one room so that we can offer the most premium service to the companies that we invest in. And we have 2 market capacity like that. Right now, the largest one is the one I'm sitting in Bangalore, India. This has about 130 full-time employees that might walk in while we're on this call still. We have a smaller version in the UK, and then we're building one in Toronto, and we're always looking to expand this as it gives us that global reach that really propels each one of our companies. And so that kind of gives you an understanding of who we are, what we've done, what we've, where we've made our name, where we've made mistakes, but also where we stand today. And so now that gives me a perfect segue into what we're going to discuss today, which is global exchange. And before we go into the actual product or the company, it's important to address what we're doing and why we're doing it, which is the problems that we're trying to solve. At heart, we are a technology company, Global Exchange. I started Global Exchange within the auspices of Nvest about 16 months ago, and really we had one mission at heart. How can we solve the problem of crypto custody in the exchange marketplace for cryptocurrencies? So let me give you context. This is CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is the most viewed website in cryptocurrencies by miles. It has about 72 million unique active visitors every month. It is the 5th most popular financial website on planet Earth, beating out very well-known brands like Wall Street Journal, etc. And what does CoinMarketCap display? Well, it's essentially a data aggregator. It gives you all the prices for all the cryptocurrencies. Today, actually this morning, the market is kind of down, which means people have rushed to CoinMarketCap to view how much their Bitcoin investment is down. Everyone that comes to CoinMarketCap comes with, it is 3rd now. So I don't know what Warren means by that, but it is fine. Essentially, what CoinMarketCap is doing is it's allow people to check the prices of crypto. The reason I show you CoinMarketCap is because it gives you valuable insight into the psychology of the cryptocurrency markets. One second, I'm just checking the chat here. 3rd most viewed website, my goodness. So that's probably because of the latest bull run. So CoinMarketCap gives you valuable insight into the problem we're solving. 70 million people come to this website to check one thing, the price of the crypto they invested in or they're thinking of investing in. I compare that to all the people that picked up shovels and picked up machinery, borrowed money from their family and friends, and went to California during the gold rush. And why I compare that to them is because cryptocurrencies is without a doubt the digital gold rush. And everyone who is making investments or considering making investments are the people that are digging for gold. What CoinMarketCap also illustrates to us are the very smart market makers who are profiteering off of that eagerness. So these are the people that I would say are analogous to the people who sold shovels and sold that machinery to the people who are digging for gold. And these are the exchanges. In other words, there's a whole group, there's a whole business model that doesn't require you holding the price risk of any cryptocurrency, but still allow you to make money in every single transaction and make money off the growth of the market. What I love about CoinMarketCap is it gives you all of that data. So it gives you all the cryptocurrencies. You can see everything about them, but it also gives you all the exchange data. If you click the exchange data, what you can see is all of the exchanges. There's about 600 in the world today. And these are not cryptocurrencies. These are platforms that provide liquidity for people to place trades. And what I love about this is it gives you their daily volume. Now, disclaimer, this is reported volume. And a lot of people have accused exchanges about misleading how big their volume is. I'm going to take it with a grain of salt and say, just assume that they're lying about 75% of their volume and only 25% is right. So let's look at the number one exchange is a company called BitMax. Over the last 24 hours, they did $7.7 billion worth of trading volume, which means that's how much transactional volume they processed on their exchange. Like I said, cut that number into 1/4. Let's just say it's $2 billion in the last 24 hours. Well, we know that exchanges make money by charging maker and taker fees. I'm going to be conservative and say they only charged a 0.1, not 1, a 0.1% maker or taker fees on all of those exchanges that they processed, which is not true. They charge more than that. They also have deposit and withdrawal fees, but let's just assume it's 0.1% on $2 billion, which is 1/4 the reported volume. That would still be $2 million in gross profit yesterday. And as you saw this morning, the market is down 5-6%. The market was up 11% yesterday, but they don't care. They make money whether the market's going up, down, or sideways. They are providing the shovels to the people who are followingly digging for gold. This is the best business model in cryptocurrency. Frankly, it's the only business model that has proven to last over the last 10 years within the cryptocurrency marketplace. And the shocking thing is that look how fresh these exchanges are. The largest one by trading volume was founded in July 2018. That means it is turning 1 year old today, and they are printing money hand over fist. Some of the exchanges are older, but really there's not much older than 2014 on this list. And these exchanges are all tackling a single problem. Provide people liquidity, give them a place to make trades, and they will come, they will exchange. So we have uncovered, we're not the first ones clearly because there's 600 exchanges doing it, the best business model in cryptocurrency. So you can imagine, as the market goes from what is it today, 318 billion back to 850 billion where it was, and beyond that, who is going to be the real profiteers? It is not going to be the people that are holding Bitcoin or Ethereum or Ripple or Litecoin or whatever it is. It's going to be the people that are steadily profiteering off of it. So is this entire soliloquy to prep you guys for the idea that we have started an exchange? On the contrary, we wanted to look at this market and understand, although it's amazing, although it's quite possibly the greatest business model in definitely the internet age, there is a serious flaw with it. And that flaw is what we address with Global Exchange. See, in order to trade on these exchanges, you go all the way down. In order to trade on them, you must give them your crypto. As a customer, let me repeat that. In order to trade on these exchanges, you must leave your cryptocurrency on their platform. In other words, the Bitcoin that was meant to sit on your computer or on your phone in the security of your computer is now being sent over to BitMax or BitMEX or Binance or OKX's computer, and it is being stored there. Now, that doesn't sound like a devastatingly problematic situation. However, we are here to uncover that this is horrible. And it is not just horrible, highly, highly dangerous. Now, the good thing is we are not the only geniuses that uncovered this. This is a well-addressed, well-researched topic within the cryptocurrency market, which is stating that centralizing this amount of digital assets on single computing networks, such as Binance's servers or Coinbase's servers, will present two scenarios. These scenarios are not just likely, they are invariable, and you will understand why. The first scenario is that the exchange will run off with your money. And I do not mean to say that in a light fashion, because I know that's a very serious topic. And it's not something I wish upon any exchange. A lot of these exchanges are run and managed by people that I know. Some of them are fantastic companies that I use. That doesn't change the security architecture flaw. Let's say, how many people are on this call right now? There are 28 people. Let's say the 28 people have $1,000 worth of Bitcoin each sitting on their computer. And then we all take it to BitMEX because we want to trade on BitMEX. So now it's gone from a dynamic where there was 28 computers with $1,000 each to where there's one computer, BitMEX's computer, where there's $28,000. So what is the incentive structure for the exchange not to run off with your money? Well, the only incentive structure is that they're going to do future business with you. Well, that type of game theoretical equilibrium doesn't last long, because as soon as it's not profitable for that to continue, there is no legal or technical recourse for you to get that money back if they so choose to leave. Because unlike fiat currency, there's no bank you call and say, hey, so-and-so took my money, get it back. Once you hand over your private keys, those private keys are what encrypt your position on the blockchain that allow you to transact. And you hand that over to the exchange, there's no getting your money back unless they want to give it to you back. And for those of you that think that can't happen, please just Google exchanges shutting down, and that will make my case. But let's assume that that doesn't happen. Let's just assume that the exchanges aren't being negligent. Negligent is a key word, because that doesn't mean they're just malevolent where they're trying to shut down. They might just be poorly managed. They might just take undue bets. They might just have some idiot as one of their engineers who decides to leave some portal open. I mean, just the variables are incredible, but the fact of the matter is when you put all the money in one place, any one of those variables are they're hyperbolized, and the effects are the ramifications are devastating. But let's assume they're not negligent. Let's say they are audited every day. Let's say their compliance is on tack. Let's say they have the best intentions, long-term thinking. The next issue that will happen, if the first one, negligence, doesn't happen, is that they will get hacked. That is not a choice. That's not something anyone wakes up thinking about. It is just a matter of how you're positioned. And let me tell you, there is no cybersecurity fortress on the internet that cannot be broken. It just hasn't been broken yet. So remember my analogy, 28 computers have $1,000 each. That means there are 28 separate encryption systems. My password is Sharpan is the best. Warren's password is I love cheese 123. And he has some 2FA installed and XYZ. A hacker has to spend time and money getting into my system with no guaranteed result. I might have $1 million on my computer. I might have zero. And so he's going to have to do that 28 times to get our $28,000. That costs money. On the alternative, once we take all of our money to BitMEX, he now knows that these exchanges have a boatload of money on the other side. It's just easy to tell. And they have a mono security system, meaning BitMEX has a probably very sophisticated security system, but it's just one that the hacker has to penetrate. Once that's penetrated, all that money is gone. So now you just have to think, how much money would you spend to steal more money if your job was stealing money, which is what it is when you are an unethical hacker? Well, even if a company like Binance spent $12 million a year on cybersecurity, it's $1 million a month. And they're holding $13 billion of assets on a single computing system. Why wouldn't I spend $30 million trying to get into that? It's just basic game theory. And so they will all get hacked. They know that. That's why they're also taking the same precautions we are to starting to try to decentralize. But remember, it's not easy for them to cannibalize their own business model. A lot of people ask, why hasn't someone done global exchange first? Why haven't the exchanges done it? Because they're making so much money. Why didn't General Motors invent Tesla? I mean, that made perfect sense. Why didn't IBM create Microsoft? Why didn't Microsoft then create Google? That made perfect sense. Why would they cannibalize their own business that's turning out this type of profit? And so the idea of security and still accessing the liquid markets, that brings me to my next point. Why do we sign up for this, including me? Why do I voluntarily go and sign up for these exchanges along with 96% of the crypto community to just leave our money on an exchange where we know this will invariably go wrong? I'll tell you why. Because we, as a market, are addicted to liquid order books. That's a fancy word for saying we like to have the ability to trade quickly. I have a Bitcoin, I want an Ethereum, I can make that trade. I have an Ethereum, I want a Stellar, I can make that trade quickly on Binance, in microseconds actually. And so the addiction of liquidity and fast trades just willingly allow us to go and give away the keys to the kingdom, as I call it. And so The question is, what are we going to do about this? Well, the market itself is a very effective machine. It started to produce a solution which is called the decentralized exchanges. For those of you that don't know, all of these exchanges are centralized exchanges, meaning the order book, the matchmaking engine, is on a central computer, and the custody of the crypto is in a central party. Okay, that's a centralized exchange. A decentralized exchange like IDX or Ether Delta says that is stupid because of the reasons I listed. Let's put the order book on the blockchain, so every transaction has to be validated by a miner, just in the same way that every Bitcoin transaction is. And let's decentralize the custody so we can let anyone keep their crypto on their own computer. Well, the issue with that is that it's tremendously slow. Anyone that's sent to Bitcoin knows how slow it can be to post every transaction to the blockchain. It's almost like saying, well, you guys are addicted to McDonald's, fast trades, quick order books, but how about you don't eat McDonald's and you go eat some broccoli? Well, that's not going to go very far with the people that are addicted to eating McDonald's, because they're addicted to fast trades and convenience and great user interfaces and beautiful designs and branding and all of the things that the exchanges bring. You cannot tell them to go to an open source exchange that they barely understand, where every transaction has to be posted to the blockchain. That's slow, painful, and frankly clunky. And I love decentralized exchanges. That's my take on a product I use and love. So decentralized exchanges are not ready for mainstream adoption. That's why they encompass about less than 4% of the trading volume. So we thought there had to be another way. Well, 16 months later, and a lot of development work later, we've come up with our solution. Now, our solution is not the only solution. It's a good solution. We think we're tackling the problem, but we're open to other solutions. And the way that our architecture is formatted is open to collaboration with many other solutions. So that was the birth of what you guys see here, which is, where's the website? Oh, it's on here, Global Exchange. So Global Exchange, which is available at globalexchange.com, short form GX, is the world's first exchange operating system. So let me pause there. What is an exchange operating system? Well, the reason you've never heard about it before is because it doesn't exist. We made it up. But we took principles that have worked in other subsects of computing. Microsoft built the world's most popular operating system. You are probably watching this video using that operating system called Windows. Apple built a very beautiful and cultured operating system called macOS. Linux built, in my opinion, the best operating system, which is open source. Android is the operating system that almost 80% of the world uses for their phone. iOS is an operating system that's used by iPhone users. But what is an operating system? Well, you can Google it and get the exact definition. Essentially, what it does is it processes computing. In other words, it makes the hardware manufacturer relevant by giving you guys a standard way of dealing with your computer. So IBM, Lenovo, HP, Dell, they're hardware manufacturers. They make physical computers. They are all irrelevant because of Microsoft, because you don't care what computer you're using. You just care that it's Windows because you know how to use it, because they've standardized the engagement policy, because they've given you the complete luxury to do whatever you want. You can have Microsoft Windows using that to read emails. You can use it to do your taxes. You can use it for anything. And so that type of disintermediation of functionality combined with standards, because it's same Microsoft on all hardware manufacturers, made modern day personal computers a reality. And we think with 600 exchanges, and that number only growing day by day, that there needs to be a cohesive operating system that intermediates the customer's user experience while solving the security issue that I outlined before. And that is what we would call an exchange operating system. And that is what we believe Global Exchange presents to the marketplace. So what makes up our exchange operating system? Really, there are 7 applications. We call them exchange apps or exchange dApps, exchange decentralized applications. And what they do is they address a specific vertical within a customer's experience when they're engaging with the cryptocurrency markets. Now, some of them serve more of a concrete infrastructure role than others, and some of them are there to augment the customer experience, but they all play a pivotal role in bringing this all together. The most important trading app of the operating system is called GXTrade, trade.globalexchange.com. And it's very simple. This is the one that addresses the security issue. GXTrade is a routing engine. That's just fancy words for saying we connect your wallet that lives on your device, your computer, your phone, to all the biggest exchanges in the world without having to leave your money on the exchange. You are keeping the money with yourself, and you can route trades to whatever exchange you're comfortable routing trades with. That single-handedly, and I'm going to show you what a product demo of that product looks like, changes the security architecture, because now you no longer need to leave your money there to use them. You can use them, which is what you want. You're a McDonald's addict. You like fast trades, but you can keep the custody. So this is what the product demo looks like. I guess the video, I don't know how to increase the volume, so I'm just going to skip. You guys go watch the video. It's GXLive video. I'll send it off in the email below, but I'm just going to use it to show you what the GXTrade engine looks like. So I'm going to turn off the volume and just voice it. So here you have your standard trading terminal. For those of you guys that have used a crypto exchange before, it looks like every other trading terminal. We actually have two. One is called GX Access, which is for normal users that don't want anything fancy, which is this. And then we have an institutional grade one that we'll be releasing later this year, which is obviously built for institutions with industry grade standards and with all the bells and whistles you can imagine. But GX Access, your average trading terminal for cryptocurrency. Everything looks the same. This customer is trying to do an Ethereum Bitcoin trade, as you can see right here. The only difference is this little button. And this button is your routing engine. When this customer clicks this, it opens up a search engine. And this search engine is getting him all the exchanges that can execute that Ethereum Bitcoin trade. And it's aggregating it based on the parameters that would make sense for you, i.e. price, i.e. volume, i.e. speed of execution, selection, your favorites. So just like an Expedia or a hotels.com, you are now able to choose at point of trade, or whenever you want. You can preset it. You can build, we have an algorithm that optimizes it, that where you want to execute your trade, that makes it beneficial for you. So you have a window into the cryptocurrency markets, excuse my pun, that allow you to execute those trades. Do I have a question here? Okay, perfect. Thank you. This is the last video, so I'll just probably walk through I needed to voice this one over, but thank you so much for that. So now the trader can just click, I want to execute my trade at Binance. We're going to ask him, is he sure? Does he want to send it to Binance? He says, of course he does. And automatically he gets all of Binance's pricing data. He gets all of Binance's order books, and he can, every trade he routes goes straight to Binance. And if the next one's to go to OKX, the next one's going to go to OKX. You are no longer captive at the hands of any of these platforms, but you're still getting what you want out of them. Execution. This is the way to address that problem while still giving a moderate response to what people are looking for and are accustomed to. That's GXTrade. So like I said, GXTrade would obviously be one of our fundamental applications, as it addresses the key problems that we want to talk about. The other fundamental application is called GX Markets, which you see right here. And GX Markets has its own website, markets.globalexchange.com. And GX Markets is one of the world's first decentralized money market protocols. What is a decentralized money market protocol? The reason you probably never heard about it, because again, it's very new. Couple companies are testing it out. We're one of those companies. And essentially what it's saying is, in order for cryptocurrencies to be mass adopted, they need to have liquidity. In other words, if I'm holding Bitcoin because I believe Bitcoin's going up, or if I'm holding Ether because I believe Ether's going up, while I'm holding it, I need an incentive. Just like when you hold dollars, you are incentivized, i.e. interest rates. I need liquidity because I might need to pay bills. I might need to run my business. I need an ability to short. These are all things that are missing in the cryptocurrency markets that exist in the traditional financial markets because there are no money markets. Money markets and traditional finance are large aggregations of liquidity pools, usually only utilized by large governments and large banks, institutions, insurance companies, where they do short-term debt exchanges that provide the interest rates that you guys are accustomed to seeing. We build decentralized money markets, which essentially take the role of a money market maker in the real financial world and put it on the blockchain, let a smart contract intermediate it, and we've built one on Ethereum, and we're currently building one on EOS. We're going to build one on Neo and on Cardano. And those are 4 separate smart contract platforms. It's very simple. You have now the ability to short. You have time value for money, which is interest. You have the ability to borrow against your crypto, which gives you portfolio liquidity. How does this work? It's very simple. I bought Ethereum. Let's say I bought it at $200. Let's say it's valued at $200 today. I'm going to hold Ethereum for a long time because I believe it's going up. That's the only reason I bought it. I get to now take my Ethereum and put it in a money market, which is just a click of a button. That money market contract is a smart contract living on Ethereum's blockchain, meaning there's no central party. We don't touch it. We don't actually know about it. That's built into an auditable open source framework. Obviously, we build a wallet infrastructure that allows you to engage with it, but we have no control. It's completely open source. Okay? So now I put my 1 Ethereum in my money market contract. So the money market reads that as, oh, Sharpan, or wallet 975454, has $200 worth of collateral. Now it gives me the ability to take out of the money market up to 50% of my collateral. I put in Ethereum, it's valued at $200. I can take up to $100 out in another cryptocurrency because someone else has staked that in their money market. And why is that important? Because once I take out that other cryptocurrency, I can do whatever I want with it. It's yours. You can sell it for dollars to pay bills. You can sell it for yen. You can sell it for euros. You can keep it in the crypto that you took it out in. You can buy more Ethereum. You can short the crypto you took it out in. You have complete liquidity. It's yours. And you have that liquidity while still owning the upside and downside of the Ethereum asset that you staked. Okay. This all happens without a central intermediary. We are not a lending company. We don't touch money. We build technology products. And now you can do this liquidity swap, hold your crypto and still access dollars without trusting in a central intermediary, without having any contracts, any type of engagements, all governed by the blockchain, audited, completely available for everyone to see, without any of this. This is important, without time periods. You don't need to pay back you don't need to pay back the borrowed. I'm going to explain why that's the case. Without dealing with anything and still own your crypto for the long term. So how does this actually work? Well, it's done through a clever system of smart contract is the infrastructure built on Ethereum or whatever other blockchain, but it's really built on this idea of this collateralization ratio. And essentially, oh, guys, say hi to the cleaning lady behind me. Essentially, the collateralization ratio states you can never take out more than 50% of your collateral. The smart contract is built to not allow that. So remember, once you take out, let's just say I put in a $200 worth of Ethereum and I take out $100 worth of EOS, I've maxed my ratio. So only 2 things can happen. Why you never need to give that money back if you don't want to. Of course, you need to give it back if you want to unlock your Ethereum. But why you never need to give it back if you don't want to is because the market will settle itself. Because only 2 things can happen as a result right after I do that swap. Number 1, the price of Ethereum, my collateral, goes up compared to the price of EOS, which is the asset I took out. Or the inverse happens. The price of Ethereum goes down compared to the value of EOS, which goes up. The crypto markets are highly volatile. They never remain still. And so, one second, excuse me. Can you just get out of the photo for a second? Come back, yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. And so the crypto markets have to move. That one of those eventualities have to happen. So what happens when either of those do happen? In the first case, where my collateral, Ethereum, goes up in value, I'm thrilled because now I don't have a 2-to-1 ratio. I have a 3-to-1 ratio or a 2.5-to-1 ratio because my collateral has appreciated. So the smart contract automatically takes that surplus and pays down your balance. And in theory, If you pick the right asset to collateralize, and I hope you did because you're holding it for the long term, then you are paying down the asset you took out with the surplus that's being created every day. If you pay down your entire balance, you get to take out your initial. It's very simple. No humans involved, no central intermediaries, no counterparty risk. Okay, well, that's the best case scenario. And I don't like to talk best case scenarios. Let's look at the worst case scenario, which is the price of Ethereum drops compared to the price of EOS. In other words, my collateral is less valuable than when I put it in. Well, now you're trying to break the 2-to-1 ratio. You are trying to have less than a 2-to-1 ratio. And smart contracts, unlike humans, don't really negotiate very well. They are programmed to do one thing, and they will not allow you to break it. In other words, as soon as you start inching close to that 2-to-1 ratio, they start taking micro pieces of your collateral and selling it on the open market to be able to pay down your asset that you took out. So you will always remain the balance. Now you might say, wait, that's not cool. I wanted my collateral, that's why I put it in there. Well, remember, the asset that you took out is the one appreciating at a rate that's forcing the smart contract to sell off the collateral. So you're always at a 1-to-1 in the case that the market works against you, but you still acquired that liquidity when you needed it. And this is the GX markets. There's a very detailed white paper that I wrote that explains everything. And it is an incredible convention that allows you, without trusting anyone, I want to repeat that 1,000,000 times, to participate in liquid markets for cryptocurrency. And so what does the average person see here? Because the average person will not care at all about what I just said. He says, I can hold Bitcoin for the long term and access dollars when I need it. Or I can hold Ethereum for the long term and earn a real market rate interest on my Ethereum. And I never have to worry about the market defaulting because there are no stupid humans in the middle like us making lending decisions. It is governed by a theory of mathematics that's actually quite simple, but unassailable when implemented over a blockchain. So let's go back to our trading apps. That is GX Trade and GX Markets. I promise you I'm not going to explain everyone. But let me give you an example, understanding of why I explained those two. Those are the two core products. Those sit at the epicenter of the operating system. The reason I explained them is because one without the other, standalone, is impressive. Together, it's nuclear. Why do I say that? Let's just talk about the money markets, a real stride in the way that traditional financial markets are structured and crypto markets are structured to this day. That without the capacity, the supply side, if you built the money markets and put it out, say, here's the money markets, but if you don't have supply side, people to stake, it's futile. You'll always find people that want to borrow. I mean, there's enough people to borrow, but where are you going to get the supply side from? In other words, what companies are best positioned to roll out the money markets? It would be the exchanges, because they're already holding everybody's cryptocurrency. So automatically Binance launches the money markets day one, $13 billion in supply. You can go borrow against that. Well, for us, we think we could have released this just to the exchanges. We think there's a more intelligent way, or definitely a more meritocratic way. If you release this to the public with their ability to take the money back off the exchanges using GX Trade, now they can leave the money in the money markets, their own money market contracts, and leverage against it and earn interest on it. And whenever they want to trade, they just have to route the trade from their money market to the exchange that they want to. And so it is the homogenization of GX Trade and GX Markets that I believe makes this operating system so lethal. The remainder of the apps are high touch. They're there to serve as augmentation to the user. You have GXLive, which is already open. GXLive is live at live.globalexchange.com. This is actually already live, and it is a trading social network. It functions as like our Yahoo Finance. Analysts from all over the world go every day. They write reports. They write market analysis reports. It's a great ecosystem that helps the trader access news. We have GX Academy, which is an end-to-end online learning platform we're launching that allows content creators to create courses about crypto. It's Udemy basically, and it allows users to be able to take those courses and pull them in and watch them. And so that is two examples of products that we've already launched that provide augmentation, helps the customer use this operating system. You have GXAlgo, which is an algorithmic trading software, essentially allows you to turn English into Python. In other words, you have a cool strategy, you plug it into GXAlgo, it gives you a bot. You have GX Central, which is basically GX Trade, but it connects your wallet to DEX's decentralized exchanges. And you have initial fund offering, which if I started talking about today, we would be on here for another 3 hours, which is that remarkable. To give you just a little teaser, because I'll be releasing a video about this on YouTube. You've heard about initial coin offering. Well, we own initialfundoffering.com. This is going to go to ifo.global exchange. We also own initialfundoffering.com. And we've propagated this idea that you can have a same smart contract architecture for crypto funds. And you can change the way that money management is done through, again, that idea, don't trust, put it in code, decentralize. And that's what we do with the IFOs. It's going to change the way that fund management's done. And again, it's just a piece in this operating system. So that is a high-level overview, believe it or not, of the product line. We can go into depth in the technical sense about any one of those, but I will not do that to you guys on this call. I apologize for already the amount of jargon that I've spewed. I wanted to give you an idea of how seriously we take the problems that we're solving. So lastly, but definitely not least, which is the reason you guys got on this call, how does this benefit you? Or how can it benefit you? Well, once we built the technology, once we built it, I sat in this office or in our other campus with our engineering team and our marketing team. We said, the greatest technologies in the world, so quote of mine, the greatest technologies in the world are in a closet. Meaning, if no one uses it, it's not that great. And so we wanted to figure out what's going to be our distribution strategy. How are we going to get this remarkable technology into the hands of the millions and empower them to make cryptocurrency a mainstream asset class? Well, we have two strategies for that. The first one is a very conventional one in the cryptocurrency space. We launched our own token. Nothing truly out of the blue there. We have a very interesting platform, a set of applications, and the utility token behind our operating system is GX token. GX token is our native cryptocurrency built on top of Ethereum that allows access to these trading applications and aggregates it. It regulates the supply and demand curve of our operating system. In other words, imagine when Windows launched, Windows 95, they came out with Windows Coin, and they said that we're going to give the operating system away for free. If you hold Windows Coin, you get XYZ feature, you get XYZ cloud storage, you get XYZ computing capacity. And that governs the supply and demand. So this operating system never has any constriction issues. It's essentially what GX token does. There are, and you can come to deck.globalexchange.com to learn all about it. There are 350 million GX tokens, completely open source, auditable on Ethereum. Out of the 350 million, we are selling 300 million. 50 million is held in trust by the company. The 300 million tokens we're selling are distributed across 3 phases over fiscal 2019. And believe it or not, it's as simple as 100 million in phase 1, 100 million in phase 2, 100 million in phase 3. Phase 1 went from January 1st to April 15th, which was our private distribution cycle, where we really didn't want to talk about it. We didn't want to tell anyone. And it was for primarily setting up the necessary infrastructure that we wanted to deploy. All due to make market-making bots. We had early stage token buyers, and it was just a pre-setup for what we're doing now. We're currently in phase 2, April 16th to July 31st, selling 100 million of the tokens. And phase 2 is really our pre-launch. It's where we're gearing up for the market. Obviously now it's public, people know about it, people are getting involved. And then there's phase 3. And phase 3 begins on August 1st. August 1st is an important day for us because it's the day that our product goes live. It's the day that our token is open for open exchange operations, meaning it's going to be traded on secondary markets. And after the launch is when the token goes into phase 3, where another 100 million is sold. And people can buy into the token if they want access to the product when it comes out, if they want the utility that comes with it. And that is a way, that is number one way for people to get involved with the token, the operating system. The second way, which is the reason you're on this call today, is quite possibly the most innovative distribution strategy in cryptocurrencies, something we are terribly proud about. And we feel extraordinarily stupid for not coming up with it earlier because it is so common sense. We built this product as a distribution product. It has captivated our company. It has taken over our community. It is becoming one of the very few viral products that we've seen in this space. Long story short, in order to achieve mass adoption, you need a set of parameters that allow mass adoption. And cryptocurrency actually ticks the boxes on a lot of those parameters. And the boxes it doesn't tick, like the arguments against cryptocurrency, that it's confusing, that it's hard to access, and that it's ephemeral, that it's up in the air, it's internet money, those are all true. It's very confusing. It's very hard to get, especially if you don't live in North America. And newsflash, you can't touch it because it's in cyberspace. And so there's no getting around those arguments, especially those three. When we did studies on this, we found out that, wait, those three arguments are existential realities for multiple financial assets that have gone mainstream. Insurance, very confusing, hard to access, and it doesn't exist. Mortgages, people think they understand it, but they don't really understand mortgage code. It's hard to access, and it's ephemeral. Derivatives, any type of second market trading, registered investments, whatever you want to go down the list, anything really, any financial products that's abstracted from an underlying asset is all those categories. And yet the world has adopted them. At least mainstream financial markets have been adopted them. What's the difference? What is that one thing that the cryptocurrency markets needs that other financial markets have gotten? You need a network of brokers. Now, that doesn't sound like rocket science, but cryptocurrency doesn't have brokers, because the way you found out about cryptocurrency is someone told you about it and then they left you to figure it out. And if you cared enough to go do your research and sign up for an exchange and set up a hot wallet, cold wallet, private keys, figure out how you can get some Bitcoin and send it in there, then you're one of the very few people who do direct-to-consumer finance. You care enough to go learn about this yourself. Newsflash, the rest of the world doesn't. The rest of the world needs someone to hand this to them. And there's nothing like that in crypto, because everyone's focused on their own currency, their own product. There's no agnostic product that allows you to push the cryptocurrency markets forward. And that's what we've created. We've created the world's first brokerage product that allows anybody to become a cryptocurrency business. In other words, you launch your online brokerage, leveraging our technology, and now you, whatever corporation or individual, become the single point of entry for your customers into crypto. You become Coinbase itself. How does it work? Very simple. Step one, you get your own website that we build for you that has a very custom domain name. This domain name is your identification within the GX Broker network. Anytime a customer comes to your website, they have the option to do one of three types of transactions, and this covers the entire breadth of our operating system in the cryptocurrency markets. They can buy tokens into ICOs that are ICOs, IEOs, ITOs, STOs, whatever it is that are coming to the market. So these are illiquid assets. They're getting first to market access. Not a specific token, any token. Just like an exchange would give you access to it. They get access to the blue chip cryptos, the liquid cryptos, the one everyone wants: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Stellar, Cardano, just like an exchange. And they get access to digital cryptocurrency transactions, crypto to crypto trades. This is dollar crypto. This is dollar tokens. This is crypto to crypto. Every product that you can buy in the cryptocurrency space falls right there. And they get to access that through your website. And if they do so, then they are inextricably linked to your GX brokerage forever. Meaning you keep the transaction fees which you set on all those transactions, the first one and every subsequent transaction thereafter. You now have the full power of an exchange without any software development, any compliance, any customer support, any onboarding process, because you take all of that from us. It is an end-to-end product that allows you to capture the value, all the transaction fees, become the market maker, while not dealing with the complexities. We are building a Shopify business model here for anyone to, again, capture that value, not just for today, but every transaction. Build a book of business, build a toll road in the greatest traffic jam that's about to be fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat, crypto to crypto. Step one, how do you do this? It's very simple. Step one, you register. In order to become a broker, you have to buy a GX broker license. This license costs $500 US. And that license gets you the brokerage, your website, your technology, your back office, the ability for you to transact. And it gets you $500 worth of our token, the token that I already explained. Those tokens signify your business. So as long as you're keeping those tokens in your wallet, you get to run your business, earn money. When you want to sell your business, you just sell your tokens on the open market, just like you'd sell any other token. It's a very simple business model. I will come back to why that's important. Step two, you have your link. You share your link with whoever you want. Someone wants to buy crypto, you send them your link. Someone wants to buy Bitcoin with credit card, bank transfer. The simplest onboarding process you will ever see for cryptocurrency. Someone wants to get in on the latest token, send them your link. Someone wants to do crypto to crypto trade, send them your link. You now become the arbiter. You're the market maker. Step three, manage your business. We give you an end-to-end back office suite that we're improving every day. That gives you functions like the ability to set your own fees, that give you functions like the ability to manage withdrawals, that give you functions like viewing your business. Everything is done for you. You can see some of the stats, some of the countries that we're in. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is what the brokerage landing page looks like. This is my brokerage link, token.globalexchange.com/checkout1. That's my ID. I send this to my customers all the time. They can buy Bitcoin. Right now, they can do one of two things before launch. They can buy Bitcoin, which is obviously the most popular thing, and they can buy our token, i.e. becoming a broker. So they can either sign up as a broker or they can buy Bitcoin. And then when they want to buy Bitcoin, they go through what I consider to be the simplest checkout process on the market, which we've just redid. So some of the brokers, existing brokers on this call haven't even seen this yet. This is the new checkout, one page, simple. We've heard what the issues are, and we fixed it. You come here, you select how you're going to pay. E-transfer, wire transfer, credit card. We ran credit card transactions for the last couple of weeks, and we have experienced tremendous growth. And now we're revamping that so we can have unlimited credit card processing by the time we launch. But you just pick how you want to buy. Your customer picks how he wants to buy. Let's say it's e-transfer. Then he selects, does he want it instant? Does he want it in 24 hours? Does he want it longer than that? Is he willing to pay a premium fee? All of that stuff is here. Then he puts in how much Bitcoin he wants or how much dollars he wants to spend. I want to spend $100. Estimate price. It now gives me a live quote. Guess what? The fee of the broker yourself is baked into that live quote. You set that in your back office. It could be 1%, it could be 10%. We don't care. Enter your name, email, phone number, address. Put your Bitcoin wallet. If you don't have a Bitcoin wallet, no problem. Keep going. Because one of our support agents will reach out on your behalf to onboard them into whatever wallet they want. We're agnostic. Agree to the terms and conditions, proceed to payment. Everything is taken care of. And then if they want to become a broker, they can become a broker. You get paid off of not only your transactions, direct transactions, but every indirect transaction. After August, when the exchange launches, people do crypto to crypto trading 30 times a day. You're getting paid on that. After our token allocation is done, we're letting you sell any token direct to consumer. But you now become the face of cryptocurrency. Let me repeat that. Our brokers are the face of cryptocurrency. We probably have like 260 brokers in this beta launch that we've done all over the world. They are the new face of cryptocurrency. They are what solve the problems. They make it real for the customer because you can touch them. You can't touch crypto. They make it simple to access, the simplest access point in crypto. And number three, they make it easy to understand. The final caveat I'll add to this is, this right here, GX Broker, is the greatest tool for any existing crypto enthusiast. Whether you're already in a crypto business, whether you're already a trader, whether you're already an education company, you're in an affiliate marketing company, I don't care. Your customers need Bitcoin to get started. They need Ethereum to get started. You can now capture all of that instead of telling them to go to Coinbase. And you get to keep that transactional revenue. You're building the book of business that will move with you from company venture to venture. It is the single greatest opportunity in the crypto space because it's non-competitive. You are solving a tremendous problem. and you are being the onboarding ramp. The two things I'll finish it off with before I open the questions. Number one, not only do we take our role as a technology provider seriously, but we take our role as an arbiter of the cryptocurrency markets even more seriously. During the day, this room is filled, they'll be here in time. During the day, this room is filled with crypto enthusiasts, devs, security architects. This campus is just a vibrant place. During the night in Asia time, it's filled with a support team. What we call them consultants, GX consultants, because you know what they're there to do? Provide our brokers with 24/7 support. Because the brokers don't do anything. All they do is drive traffic. We onboard everyone. Every broker gets a 24/7 private chat with the technical specialist, the founding team usually, and sales analysts that they can leverage. Anytime you want anything done, just hit your chat, private chat. Every customer gets a 24/7 support chat. So if they have questions about their purchase, they can track it, and they have real-time, real people support. WhatsApp, email, phone, direct to them. All of that's free for our brokers, covered in the fact that we're building out this incredible brokerage network. So whether you're a cryptopreneur, you're a crypto business, you're just an enthusiast, you're looking to learn, you want to be the market maker. Whether the markets go up, down, or sideways, the brokers are making money. And to tie it all up, especially for those that have had questions about the token economics, what makes our token valuable? I will really want to answer this question because I think very few people understand this. We have 7 trading applications. Binance, with one trading app and their one utility token, BNB, that allows you to get cheaper trading fees on their centralized exchange, is now the 7th or 8th most valuable cryptocurrency in the world because they have 350,000 daily active users that buy Binance to get cheaper trades, i.e. they're in a utility on an exchange. We have 7 of them. But that's not even where the token value comes from, although that's an incredible driver of demand. How do you keep your GX brokerage? You must keep the tokens. In other words, the company is not even selling tokens. It's selling business models. It's selling franchises. And in order to continue operating your GX brokerage, you keep your tokens. So do the math. We only have 300 million tokens. Every time someone signs up, they're constricting supply because they're taking tokens out. They're going to hold it. And so after we sell out the 300 million tokens, you can't buy brokerages directly from us anymore. You have to buy it from someone else who already has the tokens. Well, if they give up their tokens, they're going to lose their brokerage. So the simple analogy I like to make is, let's say they bought in at 500. Token goes to 1,000. So they basically, the 50-cent token goes to $1. Now they have a $1,000 asset. They can choose to sell that. They can choose to get out. That's what would happen in traditional markets. They make money, they get out. But in this case, if they sell their tokens, they're giving up their business because there's only a fixed number of brokers. These brokerages are not just tokens and or businesses. They are rights to make transactional revenue. Even if they're only making $200 a month as a broker, which is a remedial amount, that means every 5 months they turn over the value of their asset. It's like having a rental property that every 5 months pays the property. I don't think you're going to sell that. So there's very limited amount of people that will sell it. But if we keep encouraging more brokers to sign up, and of course more brokers that will find out about it will sign up, that drives up the token immensely. So we have a simple job: create an outstanding operating system, drive broker adoption. That creates the demand for the token. That incubates the entire process that we're talking about. That is global exchange in a nutshell. Again, it is a lot of information, and I appreciate everyone that's still on and that's diligently listening to it. I will open it up for questions. So you could just type your questions into the chat, or Bruce raised his hands. Bruce, if you want, I can put you on and you can ask a question, or you could just type it into your chat, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, put him on. Okay.
Well, can you hear me?
I can, Bruce.
Perfect. Just a simple question. if one were to sign up as a GX broker with a certain email and then later on update their email with a different email, is the transfer, is it simple? I mean, like, is there like a security process, or like, is it easy to transfer over to
Okay,
different emails?
that's a good question. Let me try to answer it in a succinct fashion. You can transfer it over an email. You can't do that yourself. The security process, you have to request one of the support agents to do it, because it does, everything is tied to the email. Your affiliate, like your ID, your broker ID is tied to your email. And so there's a process. Right now it's done manually by your dedicated support agent, but probably in the future, you'll be able to do it yourself after some validating questions. So that's the answer right now. Hope that answers the question. Okay, it does. Thank you. Cool. I'm just gonna lower your hand here. Move to analyst. Oh, definitely don't want to do that. Cool. All right. So, question. Rod has a question. Let me raise Rod. Rod has been raised to a panelist. Rod, you're muted. You're gonna have to unmute yourself, or maybe I can unmute you. Okay, there we go. I can hear you.
There we are. Can you hear me?
I can.
Amazing. First and foremost, unbelievable job, brother. Thank you so much for doing this. Appreciate it. We know how busy you are, and we're all on board to help you change the world here. But my question is, I'm sitting with a friend who, just like myself, kind of introduced to this kind of world back in 2017. And something you said tonight about a lot of people that didn't have the experience or the understanding or education, you know, with what happened, kind of panicked and maybe were hurt somewhat by a platform. I was wondering if you could somehow say what the difference is here, just to kind of help her with some of that comfort and peace of mind.
Yeah, no, I get it completely. So yeah, absolutely. So Crudell, I believe, is asking a question in the chat. I will answer that question right after I answer Rod, because I think is a really important question Rod asked. First and foremost, what happened in 2017 as a market condition, being if you bought Bitcoin at $19,000, which many people did, and then the market continued to depreciate, that is the nature of the Bitcoin markets. And I don't mean to say this, dismissively say that. I'm saying it is a function of the way that these markets have gone since 2008. They appreciate rapidly, and then they have their depreciation, and then they appreciate again rapidly. So what I always recommended to people in 2017, in 16, in 18, what I will recommend in 2022 is don't invest into something you don't understand. That's the first thing, because it will lead to invariably bad emotional decisions on your behalf. So first and foremost, unfortunately, if you were one of the people that invested 19,000 and went down, that is the market, and there's no real way to heal that except further education, further diligence when you're making new investments. That's just a general market condition. But I think what Rod's asking is, in the boom of 2017, there were a lot of opportunistic people that understood that many people in the market had no idea what they're doing. You can call them financial predators. They wanted to take advantage of the hysteria by leveraging the fact that everyone wanted to get into crypto.
Oh, no, I don't want to take it off. If I put it up like this.
Yeah, there were many platforms that came out that did a lot of negative things, many ICOs that came out that did a lot of things. First and foremost, that is exactly the problem we're trying to address. Not only do we think you shouldn't trust some obscure company, we don't think you should trust the biggest exchanges in the world, and for damn sure you shouldn't trust us. We don't require your trust, because we're not asking you to hand over the most pivotal thing, which is your custody of your crypto. Always understand that you have to look at the incentive structure of a platform. Does an exchange do well if I do well? Not necessarily. Does an exchange have incentives that could make them act in against my fiduciary well-being? Well, yes, they do. So what we're trying to solve is that type. We're trying to fix that type of power distribution. It would be so much easier for us to launch an exchange with all of our capacity. It would be so much easier. We are cannibalizing that because we think that same problem Rod just brought up is one that's devastating and could hurt a lot of people, have hurt a lot of people, and we hope to be a solution. So that's just on the side of how our entire product line, let alone our philosophy, is based around don't trust anyone. Build systems that don't require that empower the user. That's just, so I always say, don't believe people for what they say, look at what they do. Everyone can say that they're in it for the best interest of their user, but what's your incentive as a company? What's your architecture? What does your product do? Well, you can just look at ours and see what it does. Number two, and I think that first answer I just gave you is a technical answer as to why we built ourselves in a way where we can't do that. Number two is a sentimental answer, which might be even more visceral. We are putting a face to cryptocurrency. You don't even know the owners of most exchanges. You don't know the CEOs of most cryptocurrency companies. This is myself. There's Mr. Warren Carson. There's our wonderful management team. We're as open as ever. We have physical branches. That's not really the most effective way to run an illicit operation, putting yourself out there like that. More importantly, we're providing a product by where everyone is incentivized to act at the betterment of their customer, whether you're a broker, whether you're Nvest, whether you're a global exchange. We are credentializing the space, not through regulation or some type of great, holier than thou soliloquy, but because we believe that the greatest form of cryptocurrency is where everyone keeps their own crypto. Everyone is the point of access to crypto, and everyone benefits off of increasing the total market share of this tremendous technology. So there's a technical reason why we are different. Not just us, there are other great companies that understand this and build technology products where they can't steal, where they can't do these things like we have because we don't have access to your capital. And the other one is we believe that the only way this is going to happen is if there's faces, there's stability, there are accountable parties that you understand with transparency what's going on, even if that's at a detriment to our bottom line. We know in the long term, by acquiring the trust of the market, we will do just fine. And that is not just the philosophical model of our company, but it's the technological one. I hope that answers the question. Okay, fantastic. I think I muted Rod again. So if you want to speak, Rod, you can just unmute yourself. If not, I'm going to answer Crudel's question.
Nope, that was everything. Thank you, sir.
No problem. So Crudel said, is there going to be a monthly fee to be added for the website? The base product, which I discussed, the broker, the ability to have those transactions, no. We will add value-added services that help you build your business, marketing, digital distribution, advanced products, all of that, education licensing programs, all that fun stuff. We'll charge for those. But the core broker product that allows you to become a GX broker and be the same as an exchange, no, because it's built, our business model is built into the token economics of you holding the token, thus driving up the demand for it. And you're going to do a fantastic job of becoming a broker and bringing people into the space. And if you don't, you'll sell the token to someone that will. So yeah, there's no fees on the core product that I discussed. Yeah, Bruce, sure. I'm going to unmute you, Bruce. Oh,
question. Thanks, Ruben. So another question. If one were to be a GX broker, the website is already created. It's just a platform for people to trade. And will it be integrated with the market's global exchange? Like, I mean, will it be integrated with your website?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to answer that because that's great, important. So again, there are three types of transactions. The two that are standalone are token broker and OTC broker. In other words, you can facilitate the purchase of tokens, newly issued tokens, any ICO that you want on your website, or you can facilitate the sale of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin for dollars, Ethereum for dollars. Then the digital broker, the third type of transaction I talked about, is our operating system. So whether it's the GX markets or GX trade, whether you sell our education products, whether you sell, there's all of that customer value commissions baked into that. So digitally distributed products, which is our operating system, are a part of transaction number 3. Now we have built, just to add on to that, we have built an incredibly comprehensive compensation architecture. We've invented a technology called broker chain that actually allows you to get paid out on every single transaction that happens in your entire brokerage, irrespective of how many brokers intermediate that. I have a webinar on that and a great documentation on that as well. But to answer your question, yes, the entire operating system acts as a GX broker, a digital broker transaction. Plus you could do the fiat to crypto, fiat to token thing as well. But most of the digital broker products are coming after August in our launch. Right now, it's the token broker and the OTC broker that are available for our brokers. But then when we launch the remainder of our operating system, that gets pushed into your brokerage and you have access to everything. I hope that answers that question. Perfect, it does. So again, I am going to wait to see if anyone has any further questions, because these are delightful, delightful questions. And if not, I'll wrap it up in about 2 minutes. And I hope that you found this informative. So again, last shot to ask questions. Oh, 2 more questions for Bruce. Wow, let's rock and roll. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, sorry. So one would be, it might, you may not know, I'm not sure, but I just might as well ask is, would this be considered a brokerage firm if I were to incorporate this business?
Do you want me to answer that first, or do you want me to hear both your questions? Are they related?
Yeah, I'll answer that first.
Okay, great question. Many people have confusion about this. No, we are not a brokerage firm. We made up the name GX Broker because we found it fitting. It has no correlation to any registered investment product. Cryptocurrency in the jurisdiction we operate in is an unregulated product. You are not facilitating the sale of securities, currencies, commodities, anything that falls under the existing jurisdiction of brokerages. Now, let me be clear what you are doing, because this is super important. Number one, you are driving traffic to your website. You don't touch money. You don't buy the crypto. You don't sell the crypto. You don't deal with the customer. You're not doing compliance. You're not doing KYC. We do all of that. In other words, your job as a GX broker is driving traffic. You inherit our legal infrastructure, and you are acting as an affiliate of Global Exchange, not as a brokerage firm or an independent party. You are an affiliate, and that would be the auspices under which you operate.
Thank you. I should have listened to you and asked both questions at the same time, because I forgot the second question.
Okay. Well, if you remember, no worries. We're always here to answer. I think there's another question.
Awesome.
Yeah, no worries. So Sophie Daigle has a question. Does she want to write it, or should I make her live? Oh, she wants to put up her hand. Perfect. Okay. Fantastic. Sophie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can.
Great presentation. Thank you for the information. It's very, it's a lot of information, but yes, we're grasping it.
Yeah.
The question is this, and I'm trying to formulate my sentence here, but with the wallet that we have that would belong under to your company,
yeah,
or any company for that matter, should something happen and your company goes belly up, how easy it is, or is it to take my wallet and transfer it over to another company? Is that what you want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, something like that.
Isolate, because your platform, it's from you, but how easy would be isolate the cryptocurrency inside that wallet to be able to use within a different exchange?
Yes.
That kind of overlap what he asked before, but
yeah. No, I get the question exactly. It's a fantastic one. So we offer 2 wallet systems. One, we've already released, it's on the Google Chrome store, called the Nvest wallet. That is a decentralized wallet. In other words, we have no idea and no control over it at this point, because we've just released it and it's open source. When you put money into that wallet, you get a set of private keys that no one else knows about. If tomorrow we shut down and there was $1 million in that wallet and you can no longer find it because our company shut down, you take those private keys and you can put it into any decentralized Ethereum wallet and access your funds. That is the beauty of non-custodial wallets, which is what we believe in. I can do a live demonstration right now. I won't, because I'll make a video about it on how you can do that. With no access to our wallet, take the private keys and put it into a different wallet and access your crypto. That's the first answer. The second one is, what we really provide is the connecting piece between that wallet that I just described, which gives you ultimate control, to the liquid exchanges. Now, the reason I talk about that second wallet is a hot wallet, which is what you're probably accustomed to on multiple exchanges, which would mean you're giving the private keys up to be on the platform. And so that wallet is a trading wallet. You only put money in there that you want to trade, and you keep money in your cold wallet that you don't want to trade and that no one needs to know about and no one has access to, and you can access irrespective of what the wallet provider is. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
It sounds a little,
yes.
It sounds a little quaint, but it's as simple as this. If you have your private keys, if you know what they are, if you've used crypto, if you don't know what your private keys are, it means you don't have access to them. It means the platform that you signed up with, Coinbase, whoever it is, has your private keys. If someone has your private keys, they can move your money. If you have your private keys, if you're knowledgeable, like you know that, because you would only have them if you know what they are. If you have them, that means you're the only one that can move your money. In our wallet's case, we give them to our consumer. And that is now their issue to deal with, as they are the only controllers of that asset.
Okay, good. Can you hear me? Yeah,
I can.
Good,
Yes,
perfect. That really answers my question. The other question that I have is if the tokens, are they tradable on the exchange, the ones you provided, or they're kind of tokens right from your own company? That means they're not tradable.
Great question. Right now, they're first of all, they're also decentralized, meaning we have no control over them once we created them in January. So they're out there. We still hold a lot because we're selling them. Of course, once we sell them, we have no control over them. You can sell them to whoever you want. After August, because that's when we're going into phase 3. In phase 3, they will be listed on our partnering exchanges. Remember, our platform, our fundamental product plugs into 170 exchanges. So we're quite well positioned to broadcast our tokens. And right now we're working out on which exchanges they're going to be listed. So they're going to be tradable on an open market come August, but you can of course sell them to whoever you want right now. We have no control over them. Just remember, when you sell them on an open market, that's your brokerage license right there that you're selling. And so, but there's no control, there's no limitations. It's as decentralized as Ethereum itself.
Okay. Which letters? I don't know how to say that. Which letter would identify your token in the X-Trade mark?
GXT. That would be the ticker.
Okay,
got it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I'll have more questions later on as it goes.
Very much.
By the way, everyone, and because Sophie touched on this never makes sense to anyone the first time they hear it. So if you're even slightly grasping this right now, that's incredible. The second time you watch this, because it will be recorded and put to YouTube, the second time you watch this, it will make monumental more sense. I guarantee you that. Trust me, the first time you hear this information, it's beyond confusing. That's why I appreciate all of you so much.
Yeah, it's not that bad actually. And I'm sitting here with Eber, and he's very knowledgeable in this, and he's been reading up on it for I don't know how many years now. So I'm learning a lot through him and through you. So it's great.
Amazing. Perfect. So I'm just going to put you back on mute and answer the final question, okay?
Thank you.
No problem. So Crudell asks, at what point can you withdraw funds as it increases without closing for your brokerage? I'm not understanding the question exactly. I'm going to take a shot at it anyway. If I'm wrong, clarify. Your commissions that you earn, you can withdraw at any time. All of Global Exchange works in, GX Broker works in weeks. Right now on week 27, so 27th week of the year. Our weeks go from Monday morning, 12:01 EST, to Sunday night, 11:59 EST. And whatever commissions you make in that week are available for withdrawal in your back office 2 Fridays from then. And you can make as many withdrawals as you want. Actually, while you guys are on the call, I'm just going to share my screen here and show you what that looks like. And I'll be the final thing because I think that will clear up a lot. So this is what your back office looks like. Go to stats.globalexchange.com. Oh, perfect. It doesn't keep me logged in. Okay, perfect. I'm logged in now. And as soon as you log in, this is what you see. You see your brokerage at a glance. It will pull all of your statistics for you. It will tell you how many users you have, how many brokers you have, how many customers you have, how many directs you have. This is your checkout link that identifies, that's that link I talked about. You have campaigns, so you have digital marketing tools built into this. You can buy more crypto here as yourself. You can see your entire GX brokerage transactions here. You can manage, and this is the big one, you click OTC broker, you can set your own transaction fees for your crypto trades. So right now, Bitcoin is trading at 11, 12.50. I have a 1% fee, so I'm making $112 for every person that buys from my website. And that's the price of Bitcoin that my customers see. I can change this to 5%. I can choose what products I want to offer. I can look at my earnings. I can see my volume. And if I want to withdraw, just click this, click withdraw, and I have 5 payment withdrawal mechanisms off the top. I can withdraw into GXT. I can withdraw into any Ethereum wallet. We can wire the money bank to bank. If you want it in fiat, you can withdraw in Bitcoin, and soon you'll be able to withdraw to your Invest bank account and spend it on the Invest prepaid Visa card. And so again, this is an end-to-end solution, and we're improving this on a day-by-day basis. But I did want to show you guys that there's no captivity here. This is the perfect complementary tool for you, meaning we want you to do other businesses, everything else, because this is the perfect infrastructure tool for you. So yeah, that's just to address the withdrawal question. I hope that answers that. Okay, so if there are no more questions, I do have to hop off and get back to these guys, as everyone is going to come in the next 2 hours. And Rod Norvo raised his hand. Let me address Rod Norvo. I'm not having much success with that. Let me see.
Hello, can you hear us?
I can hear Sophie, but is that Rod?
Okay. Yes, we had another question, so go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Sherpan. Sophie wanted to say something.
Sure.
Hi, Soph. Sorry, Soph. Sorry, Sophie. I sent you a text, though. Sorry.
I figured it was you.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Sophie first. Go ahead. I'll mute out, Sherpan.
Thanks, Rod. I'm sorry.
No problem. Go ahead.
I have another question there that I believe you said a number that your company will be issuing at the very beginning. I think it was 300,000 tokens. Now, my question is, what's stopping your company from issue 1 million tokens? Because back in the years, this was a fraud on the stock market. And what they did is that's when they regulated it, because a lot of people went belly up like that.
Well, it's called securities dilution. It's a crime, but it's not really the same type of issues in the cryptocurrency market. There's a different issue, so I'll address it. First of all, it's 300 million. Our token is, you can already vet our entire token on Ethereum. It's on etherscan.io. You can see how many tokens we've released. So many people have bought them. There's no hiding anything. It's on the books. So the specific answer is, when you initiate a smart contract on Ethereum, which is a token sale, you have to write into the code how many tokens you plan on having. We have written 350 million. That is the total capacity. Meaning, if we wanted to issue more, we would have to issue another token. And you guys would just not buy into that one, because you would know that we're committing fraud. This is the big difference between securities and tokens. There is really little room for manipulation if they're truly decentralized. So there's 2 schools of thought. Bitcoin schools of thought, Bitcoin itself says fixed cap, 21 million, and that's it. From the day Satoshi Nakamoto initiated the Genesis block in 2008, you can never add another Bitcoin token. Ethereum is the opposite side. It's a floating cap, meaning Ethereum can add more Ethereum anytime they want. And they have reasons for that. They tell their people that. We believe in Bitcoin school of thought. We have 350 million tokens, and we're going to live with that number for better or for worse. And we cannot change that, as it's written into the code itself, which is available for everyone, which now is several thousand blocks in, that we can't change that. We can, of course, issue another token, but that would require us convincing everyone to buy it again. And I don't think we would be super successful at that. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Rod, you want to come back on?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
All right. No, mine was just on behalf of everyone. I don't even know how many people around the world are on, but I was just hoping we can twist your arm to maybe do this weekly or monthly or anything like this. And thank you so much. I see you're recording. I just didn't know if this might be something that might be made available, or if you were just...
Absolutely. No, this will be edited and sent live in the next couple hours, because it's a fantastic update.
You are amazing. Thank you again, sir.
No problem. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for attending. We will absolutely be doing this live on a weekly basis. I'll make announcements about that. For everyone in Toronto, I am super jealous of you guys, because you guys have the new global exchange offices to go to, as well as the Nvest Bank branches. From everyone watching across the world, shout out to you guys. And thank you, everyone, for attending. Rod, thank you so much for organizing it. Helen, thank you for organizing it. Warren, you already know how much you do, so we appreciate everyone's efforts. Reporting live from Bangalore, India, brand new Nvest campus. Thank you guys so much.